it. We're not saying that on camera.
I'm gonna give you the story of how I met Tristan and his R32 GT-R. We went to a car show at a place that we were supposed to go to today, right now. Emily and I were looking for a parking spot. Of course, like when you get to a car show, there's always like primo parking, and then there's kind of like, nah, I'll just park in the back. I don't know anybody, and I'll just walk my ass up. But there was this primo spot in front of the shop. He's got his GT-R here. He's got his buddy Thomas's super turbo SS, like brake snags. He's got his buddy's S2000 2J swap. Like it's like the craziest cars in the world. And then Emily and I are cruising in our Chaser, which is like really mild. It's like basically not that modded. Tristan comes out in the middle of the street, waves his hands, and goes, "Hey, here." And he literally put my car right next to his car. And the way Tristan and I became friends after that is I actually had some trunk beers for the show. So I was like, "Yo, man, you wanna have some trunk beers?" Now we're pals. Meet Tristan and his R32 GT-R.
How y'all doing? Yeah, that's exactly how we met.
Let's just address the obvious. R32 GT-R.
Yeah.
How long have you had this thing?
Going on like 8 years now.
8 years?
Yeah.
Why an R32 GT-R?
So the R32 GT-R spoke to me a while ago. It was one of those cars I was watching Initial D, and I was like, yo, what? That thing looks crazy. And then I had rode in one, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And the sound, and then I ended up working on one. Probably pulled like 17 hours on it straight the first time I worked on it.
Dang.
Until like 4 a.m. And then after that, I was like, oh, I fucking love these things. I was actually storing this car for a buddy of mine, and I had done a bunch of work for him on the car. And he moved away to be a doctor. He was in college and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah. And one day he hits me up and he goes, hey man, like I can't do it anymore. Like I don't have time for it. I wanted to go to a good home, yada yada. And I was like, well, what do you want for it? And we kind of agreed on a price, and I was like, cool.
So you've had it for 8 years. What year is it?
It's 89.
89?
Yeah, this is the Nismo model.
Nismo model.
Yeah.
What have you done to it in the past 8 years?
Well, the first thing I started with, I'll show you, is when I got the car, the number 3 piston was melted. When I bought the car, I was like, what I'll do is I'll take the engine out, kind of just like see what happened.
Yeah.
Did a full teardown, and sure enough, got to cylinder 3 and it was just melted, dude. And I was like, okay, cool. And the walls were scarred because I wanted to do an OEM restoration.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything with
2.8.
So then I had to oversize.
I
just did an 86.5
Oh,
from
okay.
86. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, okay, well, I have to oversize, so obviously I have to do oversized pistons.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, if I'm doing pistons, I'm doing rods. Built the engine, upgraded the turbos, bigger front mount, hard pipe kit, everything. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the whole engine's pretty much built.
Yeah.
So then I was like, let's just do like new coilovers. So I ended up doing the Apex C EXVs.
Yeah. What engine management?
Apex Power FC, old school. I do want to cross over to Haltech, and I want to do the digital gauge and all that stuff. So.
But your gauges right now are factory.
Yeah, everything's factory. I just put them on the shelf.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
After that, I sourced these shore-in skirts that I got from my buddy. And these shore-in skirts actually come with a side splitter that goes on the bottom of them. It's a little bit more aggressive. I just didn't use them. And then I got the rear valences from another friend that had switched over to the rear diffuser, the carbon fiber one, so he couldn't use these. So he's just like, yeah, dude, I'll just get rid of them to you. And I was like, okay, why not? It just all kind of fell into place. I don't know how I did that. And I was still on the stock wheels with tinted windows, and I bought the wheels from Mackin Industries.
Yeah, shout out to Mackin.
Yep. And then I did the Project Mu rotors and pads. And then I tore the rear subframe out, did all Voodoo solid. It's all GK Tech arms all the way front and rear. It still has like the Nismo OEM bracing all the way through the bottom of the chassis. Once all that was finished, I started getting into like other stuff like the mirrors, the front lip, the cooling plate, the exhaust heat shield. The seat started going in, the wheel went in, quick release. It's just like other stuff like that made sense once the car was good, right?
Yeah.
And then I ended up doing the OS Geiken gear set in the transmission.
Wow.
I mean, I'm at that point where it's like, it just drives and I just have fun with it, and I drive it as much as I can. I daily drive the thing. I want to say it sat for 3 to 5 years. I didn't touch it at all. So all this had happened within the past like 2.5 years.
Jeez, wow, you work fast.
Yeah.
What are the numbers?
The low power for the low boost is around like 440.
Okay.
And then high boost is a little under 7.
That's amazing. And it's still on pump gas?
Yeah, low boost is pump gas, yeah.
And then high boost is
110 plus.
110.
Yeah.
Okay. Future plans for the car?
I just want to put the cage in. I have a half cage that's getting made in Australia right now. And then
Bolt-in, weld-in?
it's a bolt-in.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything too crazy.
Like safety 21, Cusco type thing.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And then eventually I would like to get the exterior painted.
What color would you paint it?
Same color.
Oh.
Yeah, just a repaint. But yeah, outside of that, it's just the cage, put the N1 skirts on that I just got.
Yeah.
And then put the OEM spoiler on that's on another trunk that I have. And just play with looks, but I mean, there's really nothing too crazy. It's pretty much where I want it to be, and then I can start messing with my other stuff, finally.
Would you ever sell it?
If the price is right.
What would be the next chapter if this didn't exist in your life?
I honestly think that I would just use the funds to either grow or just move.
Wow. Car guy, I would just fucking move, dude. Fuck this shit.
I would just move somewhere. Like, I kind of want to live somewhere else.
Okay, so we're gonna take it for a rip. We're actually then, after that, we're gonna cruise to the place where we met. And we'll do a photo sesh there. And I'm thinking it's great to do some Portra 400 because he makes 400-ish horsepower. So I'll switch the film over to some Portra 400 and then we'll shoot it there.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, you're about to see a 220-pound man fit in a buddy club. So for all you seat snobs out there, it's possible. Yo, this dash is like really pushed out.
It is.
Wow. Okay, that was insane. Okay, after I wipe the smile and the giggles off my face, we're gonna head to Macho Man, so we'll see you guys there next.
Step into my zone, mad rhymes will stifle ya. Lines like rifles go blast when I kick some. A lot of rappers be like one-time wonders. Couldn't say a fly rhyme if there was one right under their noses. I hate those motherfucking poses, but I'm so real to them it's scary. And with my unique skills, nah, you can't compare me. And no, we don't make whack tracks. And all the suckers get pushed back when I'm kicking real facts. I represent, set up shit like a tent boy. You're paranoid cause you're a son like Elroy. And you'd be happy as hell to get a record deal. Maybe your soul you'd sell to have mass appeal. Oh yes, I'm greater than all MCs. When I breeze, give me room please. I be like fascinating when I be updating. Cutting off whack kids, pulling their trump cards. I thump hard and make them say that I'm God. Be pretending they're hardcore. Never know the meaning of. But I get props like a slogan, and no man could ever try to diss when I kicks my jam. Lyrically deaf and connecting, complete mic record. No double checking, vocals kill like weapons. But if I have to, I go all out with no mic. Yeah, that's right, cause I survive mad fights. And for my peeps, I truly care. Cause without some of them, I wouldn't be here. And they all know how I feel. The suckers be like playing themselves to have mass appeal. I've suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Just like baggy slacks, some crazy hip-hop. Check 1, 2, and you don't stop. Your head'll bop when I